Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Lauren, and in today's video we are going to be doing the long-awaited bookshelf tour. If you guys saw my bookshelf setup video, y'all would have seen the process of kind of what it took to get these shelves, build them, get everything set up on here. I feel like I'm finally at a point with the shelves where I like where everything is organized, and I want to give you guys a little tour of it, show y'all around. Most of the books on the shelves I have indeed read. There's a few of them on there that I haven't yet, so I'll try to like point out which is which, but at some point I do want to get like a TBR cart so I can put all of my books I haven't read on that, and then the bookshelves will just be, you know, for the books I've not read, but that'll be later. So for now we're kind of just rocking with the bookshelves by themselves, and this is like definitely an upgrade from what I had not too long ago. I had like the jankiest crooked bookshelf that I literally found on the side of the road, and before that I didn't have a shelf at all, so definitely an upgrade here, and I'm so excited to show you guys. Without further ado, let's just get right on into it. So I did kind of want to start out by showing a little bit of kind of the overview of the shelves. This is kind of what we're working with overall. Like I said, such an improvement from before. I think we're just gonna kind of start at the top here and then work my way down to the bottom, like for example the top left. So let's see, this might not be the most flattering angle we have here, but this is the very top shelf. This is Tyler's shelf, my fiance, so I don't really have like so much of a say of what's going on here, but we do have a few little books here that you guys may recognize. We have The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, The 5-Minute Journal, The Daily Stoic, Atomic Habits, and then we have this cute little ring box showcasing our proposal, so that's so cute. But yeah, I don't really have too much of a say of what's going on up here, so let's go ahead and move down to a shelf that I really care about. Okay, I hope that angle isn't too awful, but that's kind of like as high as my camera goes, so we're just kind of gonna have to like deal with that. But the shelf right here actually showcases a few of my like romance series. Kind of this whole left column here is more romance focused, and then the right side you'll notice is more fantasy focused. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Because this is an in-depth tour, I'm going to show you guys like pretty much all of my books. So let's see here. Starting here at the very left, we have Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I've not read this book yet. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I haven't read a lot of these. Let's see. King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I bought this book before I knew you had to read the Twisted series first, so we haven't read this one either. I have, however, read Twisted Love by Anna Huang, the first book in the Twisted series. The rest of it is definitely on my TBR for 2026. These four right here are the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. I've read the first two, Throttled and Collided. I have not, however, read Wrecked and Redeemed by her yet. Another thing I forgot to mention, but I'm popping here to say, is look how the spines don't match on these. I ordered them all together on Amazon, but I'm so mad. Like, this would have been so cute with the like car going all throughout, but of course this book had to go in here and not be the same as the others. Like, all the covers are the same and they're all really pretty in their own way, as we can see, but yeah, the spines are just different. Isn't that so weird? Then right here we've got this little, you know, face block. You can kind of like rotate him to show your emotions. It's kind of funny. Then of course we have our other series by Lauren Asher. This is what is this one called? Oh, The Dream on Billionaires. Of course we have The Fine Print, which is the first one. So pretty. Terms and Conditions, the second one. Look at that. And then I've heard this last one is people's favorite. This is The Final Offer. This book is so heavy for some reason. I don't know like what's the difference between this copy and the others. That one like weighs so much more. Oh, and then I have my key for our old house that we just moved away from. It's kind of gonna be like a little Christmas ornament, but for now it just lives on the shelf. Moving over here, we've got, of course, the Binding 13 series. I've got books 1 through 5. I'm pretty sure these are the indie covers because they're the humongous ones. The flop is crazy on these books. And yeah, I love all of these covers so much. They're just like really pretty. So with that, we've got Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, and Saving 7, and Taming 7, all by Chloe Walsh. And then we've just got this little plant from like IKEA or something, just kind of sitting as like a little bookend. But sometimes this one likes to flop, I don't know. Then moving on down to the next shelf. This is probably my favorite of all the romance shelves out of the entire bookcase, but we're gonna start over here from the left. I have this little perfume by Jimmy Choo. It smells so good. I got it for Christmas. And then we have the Knock 'Em Out series, all 3 books in that series by Lucy Score. Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and Things We Left Behind. Can put that back. Then I've kind of got my little Emily Henry collection here. So we've got Funny Story, Book Lovers, Beach Read, Happy Place, and People We Meet on Vacation. Happy Place is probably my favorite book out of all of them. It's so pretty, and the found family in it's just so amazing. I also really like Beach Read by her. I read this one while I was on vacation, so it's like kind of nostalgic in a way. People Who Meet on Vacation, I did not like. It was okay. I gave it just like a 3-star. And then we have all 3 of the Carly Fortune books that I've read. Every Summer After, One Golden Summer, and Meet Me at the Lake. I love all of these covers so much. One Golden Summer is literally my top romance of 2025, so I would absolutely 100% recommend picking it up. But yeah, like I said, all of these covers, they're just like stunning. Like, look at that. So pretty. Then here we've got this ginormous, it's not like an ornament, but I love disco balls, so I put it here. Then we've got kind of a random other collection of books, romance books from different authors. We've got The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I also gave this book a 5-star, so incredible. We've got Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. The Unhoneymooners, also by Christina Lauren. Love and Gelato by, who is this? Jenna Evans Welch. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, not my favorite. I also watched the movie and it wasn't that good either. I moved the camera over a little bit, that way you guys can see better, but we've also got First Time Caller by B.K. Morrison. This was so popular last year and like such a unique romance book. I liked it. Funny you should ask, I didn't like that much. The Love Hypothesis, an older popular book I enjoyed. And we've got a couple little YA books over here. We've got Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter and The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. Both of these I thought were really cute. I really did like Better Than the Movies though. Alrighty, moving on down, we've got another romance shelf. This is right below the previous one. Let me like take this candle out of the way. This is like one of those battery operated candles. It's pretty cute. Starting at the very left side, we've got all of my Colleen Hoover books from back in the day whenever I was really going through my Colleen Hoover phase. I don't want to get rid of them because I feel like it's just like an era in of itself, you know what I mean? So let's come over here. We've got It Starts With Us, It Ends With Us, Hopeless, Losing Hope, Ugly Love, Confess, Reminders of Him, November 9, and Verity. I actually really did like Verity. It's like her thriller book and I actually did quite enjoy. It was very unique. You know, a lot of her books kind of feel the same, but that one, it was different. I liked it. And then up at the top here, we've got My Little Pea Pods. I got these from Disney World when I was a kid and they're just so cute. I've kept them ever since. And the peas, they come out, you know, they're cute. And also the zipper works. Like, that's just so fun. So yeah, they're just kind of like displayed up here on my shelves. Nice and happy. Moving over, let's see, we've got kind of some older books here as well. We've got The Simple Wild by Kay Tucker, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, and then over here we've got some of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books. We've got The Seven Husbands, what a classic. One True Loves I read recently. This is like the older cover though, because I thrifted it. And then we've got Malibu Rising. Wow, I love that cover so much. And then we've got kind of a random little guy over here. We've got Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. This is the second book in Magnolia Parks. I have not read that series yet, and I don't own the first one, so I can't yet until I get it. So yeah, I thrifted this one. We're waiting to see if we can find the first one for cheap anywhere. We're gonna just kind of hold off and see. Moving on over here to the right side of the shelf, let's see what we've got. We've got another little fake plant from IKEA. There was 2 other friends that went with it in its little set. I don't know where they went though. We've got one of my favorite 6-star romances, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. It of course has to have its moment here front and center. This book, okay, yeah, we've got a few here that I'm like about. We've got Normal People by Sally Rooney. I actually wasn't the biggest fan of that book for some reason. Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino, I also hated this with a passion, so. Then we've got Parachutes. I read this. This was like a YA. I read this so long ago. It's just kind of like random. I don't know. This doesn't really fit here either. All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Dewar. There's like still a few little spots on my shelves that could stand to be reorganized a little bit. I just haven't really gotten around to it yet. And like I kind of see them as I go. I'm like, wait, this is not a romance. It does not belong here. Then we've got The Song of Achilles and Circe, both by Madeline Miller. Song of Achilles, oh my gosh, I literally love this book so much. It was incredible. Circe, however, I thought was decent. I feel like I went into it with a little bit of too high expectations after reading The Song of Achilles. However, I will say the cover is pretty, so it's got that like shimmery look. Moving on down at the left side of the shelf here, we've got kind of my classics collection. I'm gonna kind of speed through this because these are, you know, they're decent, but we've got Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, however you say his name. The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, however you say that. Selected Poems and Letters of Emily Dickinson. Three Little Words, a memoir by whoever this is. Last of the Mohicans, Heart of Darkness, and The Secret Sharer, I guess. And then we've got Dante's Dante's Inferno. Really old copy, look at that. It's crazy. My teacher gave me that for free, so I have it. Then here we've got this little salt rock. It actually is like a light, so it lights up. I just don't have it plugged in. Then on the right side over here, we've got a few books that I'm like, not the biggest fan of. And then also just like some books I read a long time ago. They're all kind of mixed in. Starting at top here, we've got Same Kind of Different as Me. I actually really did enjoy this book. It has a good message behind it, so I would recommend. Severance by Ling Ma, I hated that book. Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, I also did not enjoy. It was okay, but Rip Flying Squirrel. They both die at the end by, I think his name is Adam Silvera or David Silvera. Who is it? Adam, yeah, that book was okay. Unique concept, I just wanted a better execution. After by Anna Todd, read this book so long ago. 5 Feet Apart, I also read that so long ago, but I will say the movie was better. The Tale of Desperax, Gulliver's Travels, Into Thin Air, and then Goodnight Moon, which is like my favorite childhood book, all kept over here kind of together. And then at the very bottom of the shelf, we're not gonna go through that, it's just like random, so let's go ahead and move over to the second half. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention at the very top, we've got these like vines. I don't know where they're from, but they just kind of add like a little bit of a decoration, so I think they're cute. And then also they're kind of like held in place by these rocks that I got from Salt Lake City, or not Salt Lake City, what was that? Lake Tahoe. Yes, so they're kind of holding the vines up. And then of course I did this little gemstone painting up here and framed it, and it's just kind of chilling, so I feel like it adds a nice little touch. Anyway, moving on here, we're gonna go to this top shelf. We have on the very left here my collector's edition of Divergent. That's actually the only book I ever owned of Divergent. Somehow I just got the collector's edition and went with it. Yeah, this book is beautiful. Let me see what we paid for this back in the day. Let me just look. Yeah, guys, the collector's edition, in fact, like the expensive version back in the day, that was literally $19.99. Hello. Books nowadays could never. Then of course next to it we've got the rest of the series. We've got Insurgent, Allegiant, and then 4. Don't ask me why my copy of Insurgent is paperback and the rest are hardback. I don't know why, but we're just gonna go with it. I then have my boyfriend's, or not my boyfriend, my fiance's graduation present here. And then a little mini book and my Harry Potter series, all by J.K. Rowling. And then here's another one of those little candles that lights up. Cute. There it goes. It's just like a little light, but it adds a little extra touch. This one's like clearly running out of battery. These are my mom's, she just gave them to me. All right, then moving on to this shelf here, we've got kind of like the first part of my fantasy slash romantasy shelves. We've got over here The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I hate that book. I'm so sorry. I just did not like it. We've got Lightlark and Nightbane by Alex Astor, the first 2 books in the Lightlark series. As you can see, there's a bookmark in this one. That's because I'm currently reading it right now and I'm loving it. I read like over 100 pages yesterday. I started yesterday and that's where I'm at. If that tells you anything, it's going oh so good. Then we've got my Shadow and Bone trilogy. Oh my gosh, I love these books so much. This is gonna be like a very controversial opinion, and maybe if I reread them now, I would think differently, but I actually really did enjoy the Shadow and Bone series more than the Six of Crows duology. Like what? That's just crazy work, I know. But yes, of course, I do own both of the books of the Six of Crows duology, and that is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I then just got this little book right here from my sister for Christmas. So this is Heavenly Bodies by Irmani Aru, I think. I'm not sure how to say that name, but guys, can we just appreciate this cover? Like, look how beautiful and stunning that is. Wow. Like, I want to display that, I think. I need to like reorganize my shelves a bit to where that can be facing out, because that's just so beautiful. I haven't read it yet, but if I do and I love it especially, I will for sure want to display it. And then we've got this like hand. He's kind of blocking books also, so I'm not really sure about it, but pretty sure it came from IKEA. And it's just cute. The fingers move, so it's kind of fun. He's just doing like a peace sign right now. Then we've got the Caravel trilogy by Stephanie Garber. I have not read the, what is it, Once Upon a Broken Heart, I think, but I've heard that you have to read these before you read that, so still haven't read these. I want to get to them. Moving on over, we've got my books by R.F. Kuang. We've got the Poppy War trilogy, and then we've got Babel by her. I'll just show you guys the Babel cover because I love it. Something about like a city view just gets me every time. It's perfect. Let's see. And also, guys, I'm really curious, let me know if you've read both of these series, or I guess this is standalone, but let me know which one of these I should read first. If there is a preferred reading order, I'm not exactly sure. There might not be. I'm just curious, so let me know if you have read them. Then moving on over here, we've got kind of these like taller books, my taller fantasies. You can see they're like much bigger than the others. These are the first two books in the Empyrean series. We've got Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I don't have Onyx Storm yet because I don't think it's in a paperback yet, which is ridiculous. It came out in like January of 2025, so you would think it would be out in a paperback. Maybe it is. Also, let me know about that because I will for sure pick it up. But yes, I loved Fourth Wing so much. Wow, isn't that gorgeous? Loki, I want to display that one too, but I don't have enough room to display all of these books, so just kind of here. And then Quicksilver, I have the original indie cover, and I'm sorry, but I like this one better than the new cover. Like, look at that. I actually like it. Like, a lot of people hated on it, and that's why they changed it, but the new ones, like, bro, nothing can compare to that. That's gorgeous. The butterflies, the Quicksilver dripping out of his eye, oh my gosh. Like, hello? I love this book so much. I really want to read Brimstone. However, I can't justify paying 35 bucks for a hardcover book. I'm waiting on paperback. So then moving on down a level, we've of course got my Sarah J. Maas shrine pretty much going on. She's literally my favorite author, if you don't know. So I have pretty much every single book she's written besides the last Crescent City book that's come out, because maybe that one's in hardback. I'm honestly not sure. Let me know too if that one's come out in paperback, because y'all will see a theme here. I prefer paperback books, so what can I say? So let's go ahead and give the tour here. We've got this little other plant that came from IKEA and that little set. And then of course we've got the ACOTAR series here. My favorite book is the second one, A Court of Mist and Fury, and then probably A Court of Wings and Ruin. I actually really did like Nesta's book as well. A lot of people hated on it, but I really did like her character, so I don't know what that says. But then over here we of course have the Holy Grail themselves. This is the Throne of Glass series by her, and yes, the Assassin's Blade is in front, as it should be. Please read that book first if you're gonna read this series. And then of course we've got Kingdom of Ash on display in all of its glory. Also, I tandem read these two, Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. I really recommend doing that. Then we've got my mom's little childhood cup, just kind of random, but over here we've got the first two books in Crescent City, as I said, House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath. I have not read this one yet, so, but I have read everything else. But can we appreciate this cover too? Like, yo, it's giving Avatar. Like, that is so perfect. Moving on down, we've got kind of another little random shelf here. So starting out over here, I've got this beautiful little mug that's like a thing of books. Isn't that so cool? I got gifted this and it's like the perfect bookshelf display. So we're gonna kind of move that to the side for now. Over here we've got the original Hunger Games trilogy, and then we've got the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have read Haymitch's book. I just don't own that one physically. I borrowed my sister's copy, and of course I'm waiting on it to come out in paperback before I do buy the physical copy to keep with these on my shelf. Then we have these abominations, the Haunting Adeline series, or the Cat and Mouse duet. Abominations. Okay. Moving on here, let's see, we've got this little painting of the Starry Night that I made with oil pastel. And then over here, we've got kind of another little random collection. I've got the two Frida McFadden books that I've read, The Inmate and The Boyfriend. The Inmate was so good. Oh my gosh, like, the epilogue, guys, whatever you do, do not read that epilogue until you've read the book, because the spoiler in that is crazy, but that made the whole book. Then we've got A Little Life. Oh my gosh, devastating in the best way, but like, I haven't even rated it. I don't know if it's a 1-star or a 5. Would not recommend, but also would recommend. Literally the most confusing book I've ever read. The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This book was, all three of these books right here kind of give the same vibe. They're like really sad YA, but also not YA. We've got If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, 5-star read. If Only I Told Her the duet to it, 2-star read. So, okay, then moving down here. Over here on the left side, we've got kind of an assortment of my Bibles and things like that. So also guys, if you're needing a good Bible commentary, this one here is so good. The Moody Bible commentary by these people right here. It's humongous, but like it covers everything. You guys can just see kind of the overview. And then moving this way, I've got an amethyst sitting right here because they're so beautiful and it just needs to be on display. And then we've got this little petrified wood sitting on its little display holder. So pretty. And then over here we've got my Inheritance Games trilogy. They're all kind of falling over, but I have a reading vlog on this series specifically, in case you're interested. I loved reading those books. They were so good. Then we've got the One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next duology. These are backwards, I just realized. This is the first book, I'm pretty sure, and then this is the second, but they're just in this little box case. I thought those books were okay. I read them a while ago whenever that little trend was going on. And then finally, moving down to the very bottom here, we've got the Left Behind series. I have not read it yet, but I do own all of these. They're my mom's friend's books, and then she just gave them to me. So we've got a couple little Christian nonfictions, and then a couple other random nonfictions, and then we've got a Greek mythology book and a Scorpio book. So random. So yeah, guys, that is gonna kind of conclude the finished bookshelf tour video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing all the books I own. Obviously, there's a little bit more room on there for some more books, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to grow my collection, so of course, stay tuned for future bookshelf tours in the future. There will for sure be more of them later on. But yeah, be sure to follow me on all my other socials. They're all linked down below. I just created a book talk, so if you're interested in that, it is linked down below as always. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.